sort of result in a negative way.
Well, let's see how the 76ers can start to dig their way out from this big deficit. D'Alembert, Iverson, the offensive rebound. They get the 2, but I don't think they had planned on getting them that way.
Well, when you're having trouble getting them, you get them any way you can. You know, they keep thinking back, we were ahead 33-32.
For that 33-8 avalanche. Joe Johnson. D'Alembert, the Sixer rebound. Here comes Iverson.
You know, as much as teams don't want to play quickly against him, that's one of the ways you can get back in the game is to advance the ball quickly to the other end of the floor and take advantage of the fact that the Suns will give you some cheap scoring chances.
Stephen Hunter has his 3rd foul, and on the free throw line, Andre Iguodala. You know, the Suns came out with high energy tonight, and probably this is why.
Well, you know, they say that the 76ers were fighting for the playoff life, and they will play desperate. They did for about 18 minutes, and then the dam broke. So, I mean, you know, you have to give Phoenix all of the credit for busting the game open, and now it's up to Philadelphia to feel if they can reel them in.
Well, they've got the first 4 here in the 3rd. We've played almost a minute. D'Alembert with the block. Allen Iverson right around Joe Johnson, but he had help from behind, and now leaking out the other way is Marion. And that is what the Phoenix Suns do so well. Marion's got 16.
Well, Stephen Hunter can block shots, and they gave him a lane, and Iverson got all the way to the rim, couldn't finish. Let's see what Weber does on his first try, whether he tries to go inside Joe Johnson the foul.
Out of the double team, and Joe Johnson has his 2nd personal.
Well, Allen Iverson, you can't understand. Where was it? Where was it? Valid. Now, you know, as long as it took him to argue, the Phoenix Suns scored.
That's what. There you go. Iverson hits from the outside.
That was a 3-second hit that they threw on Allen Iverson and company.
Iverson's got 15. Here's Nash in a crowd. Johnson, Marion.
Those shoes must be better for dunking.
That's 18 for Sean Marion. The 76ers down by 22.
The problem is you can't trade buckets with them, and if you don't get to them, you get a lot of this. Guys that are wide open.
Richardson missing, missed hit by Hunter. Loose ball rebound to Philadelphia. Here's Korver with a 3. Nash collects the rebound. Sean Marion. D'Alembert rebounding over the back of Hunter. And Iverson is fouled going to the rim. 2 shots for Allen Iverson. We've been talking about Sean Marion and how he was going to have to step up in the absence of Stoudemire. Well, he has.
Well, he's done a tremendous job. As you look at Stoudemire on the sideline, but Sean Marion came into this league. He had a tremendous speech impediment, and it was very difficult for him to talk publicly, but he has since overcome that. He is one of the leaders of this team. Tremendous growth for Sean Marion, not only as a person, but as a player. Mike D'Antoni told him, look, this is one guy that wants to play all of the time, and more importantly, he's got my back. If there are any problems, I know that he's on my side.
You know, the thing about Marion, about Stoudemire, about LeBron James, about Dwayne Wade, about Allen Iverson, all the guys off the Olympic team last summer are having great years this year. And it was, you know, a disappointment to come home with the bronze medal.
I sense that you have stirred up the pot. They have all of that great individual talent. They don't win the gold. I think you're trying to stir it up, sir.
I'm not making a statement of fact.
Oh, it's one of those. You're not saying anything about the coaching or anything else.
No, I'm just reporting what has in fact taken place. And really, that's a good sign.
Well, I know
Sixers have it.
And you're going to explain to us why it's a good sign.
Well, it's a good sign in that they understood that, you know, they didn't perform up to a high enough level to bring home the gold medal from Athens. And, you know, they're about to make amends for that. And you start by coming back to next year and playing as well as you possibly can for your team.
And with that,
and they all have.
And the Suns have reached a stretch here where they're a little lax offensively and the ball is not going in. And if the 76ers are going to make a little run and get a little dent, they got to do it now inside the Weber.
Yep. On a feed from Iverson, and D'Alembert fouled on the foul. Richardson called for the foul. That's 2 fouls on Quentin Richardson.
But the explosion for Weber has always been suspect since the injury. Got a little bump there. That's one he should have finished and didn't get a good bounce. But D'Alembert is there for the follow.
D'Alembert short with the first one, 61% on the season for the third-year player. Neither team shooting it very well to start out the second half.
Well, one team can afford to.
Right, that works in favor of Phoenix.
And the other team has got to be able to crack. D'Alembert misses a pair.
And Marion skies for the rebound. We played 4 minutes in the third.
Iverson takes a shot in the chop.
Chuck coming back the other way. Korver. It hops out to Iverson. Kyle Korver for 3. All of a sudden, it's like open season for the Sixers, and this is exactly what Phoenix wants them to do.
You know, you get in a game where you think you're going to be able to get your three-point shooter uncoiled, but Korver has not had the hot iron. He needs to go back to taking the layup. What you want if you're Philadelphia, you want to score. You just want to keep scoring. You don't care if it's a 3 or a 2. Iverson running right up the back of Hunter.
And successfully so. The lead is 18 for Phoenix. 8-6. Yeah, the Sixers are now 3 for 11 from the field in this quarter. Phoenix 2 for 10. Underneath is Hunter against D'Alembert. And Marion puts it down.
And all 3 buckets have been scored by Sean Marion. They've all been jumping jack jams. He's got 6. The lead is still 20.
And Marion has 20 for the game. Iverson. Allen Iverson warming up here in this third quarter.
Now, there's one thing about the little big man. He never gives up. And I did a game which he played against Milwaukee where they were down and done. They were toast. And Allen Iverson single-handedly brought him back in that game in the playoffs. So, you know, you let him get that happy feeling. And now he's got 10 points in the quarter. He can look up there and say, you know what? I might get 10 in the next 2 minutes. But he is still working the officials. He wants everything.
That was a travel call on Sean Marion that turned it over to the 76ers. Iverson with 21 points in the game with that 10 here in the third.
And this is his best scoring effort here at America West in some time. Korver inside.
Oh, D'Alembert with something special in the air there.
Now, if you're D'Antoni, you got to lift your guys up. Hey, guys, it's only a 16-point lead. It could be down to 10 within a minute or 2. You got to get back to making shots, making good decisions.
An open look for Marion. That's a pretty good shot right there. 22 for Marion.
8 in the quarter. All 8 of the Suns' points have come from Sean Marion. Iverson. Oh, he won it down.
Nash with a throw ahead to Marion. Another assist for Steve Nash. That's 9 assists for Steve Nash. He's 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Well, all of the Suns are up, but it tells you 1 is enough to keep the opponent off your back, and that's what Sean Marion is doing. He has scored 10 points to keep him at 20. Iverson.
Again, and this time for 3.
You know,
It's a 17-point game.
should have never elbowed him in the mouth.
Gets his 10th assist. That's a triple-double for Nash. Stephen Hunter with his first field goal tonight. And that's only the second triple-double in Phoenix Suns history. That's hard to believe. Iverson knocked down. What's the call? Foul on Marion.
Iverson's going to have a
Foul on Iverson.
because he tripped him. Outfit. Now, leading the way in the quarter, Sean Marion with those special jumpers. And Allen Iverson with 13.
You know, when you consider that Jason Kidd played, you know, Kevin Johnson, here's a foul called. I mean, I can't believe this note that was passed to us that the only other triple-double was Penny Hardaway. That can't be.
Oh, you mean by a Phoenix Suns or by a Phoenix Suns guard?
Well, Jason Kidd was certainly a Phoenix Suns guard.
Yes.
Excuse me, the last player to do it. Okay, I misread it. The last player to do it was Hardaway in 2003, which was the same year that Nash had his while he was playing for the Mavericks. Voskuhl.
Turn out the lights. And light a candle.
It was a 24-point lead. The Sixers had it down to 17. It's back to 21.
Because when Jake Voskuhl starts throwing points at you, you're in for a tough night.
Iguodala. Back to 18.
Well, what the Sixers have to do is they have to make Sean Marion and company shoot from the outside under pressure. They got to rebound the ball.
Joe Johnson on a three.
You can't give them second chances after they've missed the first. Johnson with 17 in this, and that's the first three of the quarter for him.
Let's look at the three-point shooting tonight. It's been a record-setting night in that regard for the Suns, and that Quentin Richardson has 4 and now has 200 for the season, a Phoenix record. Allen Iverson, 15 in the quarter, 26 in the game.
And he's had a very good percentage here in the third quarter. He's starting to get that good stroke going and a good rhythm, so he's going to try to keep him close.
Iverson. Tip try Weber.
There's two with the great hands of Weber in the third quarter.
And another three knocked down by Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson recovered the stroke he had 2 hours ago, back-to-back.
He's got 4 in the game. Iverson. 9 on the shot clock for AI. And Weber went down. Dallenberg will be on the free throw line. A 61% free throw shooter who's 0 for 2.
Well, Weber is done because Dallenberg is the
shooting
pick
for him.
to replace him and shoot the free throws.
Dallenberg with 7 points in the ball game with that free throw down. Well, we say again, and we were talking about it at halftime, hard to believe that the Sixers were up at 33-32 in this game.
Yeah, you know, the Suns showed just how explosive they are and how difficult it's going to be to keep them down. You know, you got to hope that somehow you make the starters play extended minutes and get to that bench, which is suspect. Voskuhl, Barbosa, Jackson, Johnson, and Marion on the floor now.
Well, you know, without Stoudemire, you're into the bench at the start of the game. You got Stephen Hunter in there, and it didn't matter tonight.
Well, the others were so good.
Misconnection there. The alley-oop heave to Marion. He missed the shot. Marion was so high on that catch. There's a steal, Joe Johnson, and a foul on Iverson.
You know, Iverson is not going to let Joe Johnson pick his pocket and just go clean. That's just not in him to let that happen. Reels him in. But Iverson just took a minute to look the other way, and Joe Johnson said, I got it. You know, and this tells you how much D'Antoni believes in Joe Johnson's versatility. To sick him on Allen Iverson as the defensive end. The bigger Joe Johnson against a smaller Allen Iverson. Johnson misses the free throw.
And a breakaway situation. It's possession now after the free throw. Barbosa, just about 2 minutes for the third. Joe Johnson lost the handle as he tried to split the defense. Barbosa a steal. How about this? They get a 3-look for Joe Johnson and a loose ball foul called on Phoenix. It's on Barbosa.
Well, they had the right idea going, but the pass went to the other side of Iverson. He would have been there to lay it up, and they'd come out of there with no harm, and they'll be shooting free throws at this end of the floor.
As the Suns are over the limit. Yeah, we just had a look. Jim O'Brien, who was telling us earlier in the day, this has been such a quick trip. Rogers makes good on that. Doubleheader tomorrow night on TNT. Cavs and Bulls, T-Wolves and Lakers. NBA TV Saturday, Lakers and Spurs. And then ABC Sunday, Sixers at Boston, Dallas at Cleveland, or Minnesota at Sacramento in the 3:30 game.
Just shot the free throws for Philadelphia. Rogers, if they're going to make the playoffs, he's going to have some sort of impact for them as a guy coming off the bench. So they got to scoop him up in the final 13 or 14 games.
Back to this quick trip by the 76ers. They will take tomorrow off. Jim Jackson connecting when they return home in the wee hours of the morning. Tomorrow morning they'll take the day off. Then they've got Dallas at home. And then they've got the 1 o'clock game at Boston on Sunday. So it's almost like a continuation of the trip. Rogers straight up the gut.
Well, the one thing that happens at this time of the year on the schedule for all of the teams is they're playing teams that are playing for something as well. Dallas is trying to hold their position in the West, so that's going to be a tough game for Boston. They're trying to catch them. Every team has got some playoff aspirations. The 76ers are going to get a taste of.
The pass from Jim Jackson to Voskuhl, and it's out of bounds to Philadelphia.
The only team on there that they beat was the Lakers, and that was the 8th straight loss for the Lakers. He finally got a win against New York Knicks last night.
Rodney Rogers. Up and under move by Rogers, tipped away by Marion and controlled by Barbosa.
That was one of those wish shots by Rodney Rogers, and it turned into another jam for Sean Marion. Marion got 12 points in the quarter, 10 of them have been above the rim.
And 26 in the game for Sean Marion. Rebounded by Joe Johnson on the miss by Mark Jackson. 25 seconds for the third. The shot clock at 18, about 5 different.
What the 76ers are doing are taking shots that they don't think they can make. If you don't like the shot you have, give it to somebody else, but don't take a bad shot. We've seen 2 in a row, and against Phoenix, that's going to hurt you.
Jim Jackson, an open 3.
I rest my case.
Jim Jackson with his first 3-point hit tonight. Jackson shooting 39% on the season from 3. And as the third quarter comes to an end, 76ers had it down to 17 at one time. Actually, they had it down to 17 on more than one occasion. But after 3, they're still looking at Meyer, who was in the slam dunk contest during the All-Star weekend. Well, Barbosa.
The one thing that they've been able to do tonight is get their 4 starters to play extremely well and get things going for them. So now Nash is down, Barbosa comes in, and they will play with McCarty, Jackson, Hunter, and Quentin Richardson, the only starter out on the floor right now.
7 straight points for the Suns as they have equaled the largest lead at 24. Salmon slips through. Salmons has his first 2 points tonight.
Salmons is one of those players that, they would like to see play with more confidence, and he's got a lot of ability, but somehow in the regular season has not been able to get it done.
Barbosa. McCarty to Richardson. McKee with the long rebound. Well, if you're Jim O'Brien, when do you start to get ready for a very tough weekend? And a loose ball foul here on the 76ers. We've got, as we mentioned, the Mavericks at home next and then at Boston on Sunday.
He was getting ready this morning. He'll be thinking about this one all night tonight. All he can do is put this game behind him and know that he's going to have to get more offense against Dallas than he got tonight. And then they're going to have to go play Boston and do a better job of controlling them.
Well, my question is, though, how many minutes do you invest in this game?
Oh, you mean with the players?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't ask that question. You asked about him.
I'm asking him now.
Oh, okay. Well.
There's the 76ers in the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. And coming into this game tonight, they were 2 up in the loss column, 4-8, and 2 out of 3rd behind Boston.
The player of note that should be getting the call to come to the bench will be Allen Iverson, and that will probably happen within the next 2 or 3 minutes of play if this league stays as far as it is. Jackson, Salmon, Rogers, Aaron McKee, they all need playing time. Barbosa the foul.
And that's 5 on him.
Now you would think.
So you would think Steve Nash would be getting some rest, but now Barbosa has 5 fouls.
I use them all.
But then Nash has to come back and play.
They can bring Joe Johnson back out on the floor.
Barbosa the rebound. Richardson. Allen Iverson pushes it back the other way. That is Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson heard from the field for the first time tonight.
Iverson takes a shot from Walter McCarty on the screen. He's been getting wrapped pretty good on all of the screens. And again, when you look at the scoreboard and you say, okay, you're down 22. If we don't get this game down to within 15 points at the 6-minute mark, Allen Iverson should probably be done for tonight. And the one thing about Iverson,
that was the answer I was looking for.
But you did not ask.
Well, you went all the way around the Mulberry course before you finally came close with it.
You asked me what the coach was preparing for.
The coach is in charge of the minutes. Everybody says the coach, that's the one thing a coach can control is the minutes. Walter McCarty. And the rebound hops out of bounds to Philadelphia with 9:18 left.
The one thing that's good about playing for D'Antoni, he lets you take a lot of bad shots. Walter McCarty jacks up to 3, and he doesn't even blink. But he is really chewing on Bob's here. Iverson.
Tapped outside, and Barbosa saves to Jackson. Here's Barbosa. And the rebound to Iverson. Time's are wasted for the Sixers. McCarty got Iverson from behind. Timeout taken. 8:47 remaining. And the Sixers, the finale. All right, thanks, guys. And here at America West Arena, we're back with you now as the Phoenix Suns appear to be cruising to their 54th win of the season. Salmon's on the miss. 6:14 left. We took a power hit here at America West. At least that's what we were told. But, Snapper, I told you to watch out for that cord, not kick that cord out.
I think it was the piercing comments that you were making that hit us in.
Jim Jackson on a 3. Oh, he got the bounce. Green did not.
Willie Green has come in firing. You know, that means that he probably won't play for a couple of more weeks, but he's going to get as many shots as he can in the time that he's out on the floor.
Walter McCarty. And a foul call on Rodney Rogers. There you see Allen Iverson sitting it out, and everything going the Suns' way tonight.
Well, everything that's been good and that should be right for them, that bounced off the top of the backboard and falls in. And yeah, all the way.
It's been a long night for that man, Allen Iverson and the 76ers. They've been down big throughout all of the second half, as well as the second half of the second quarter. Philadelphia on top 33-32, and then it was 33-8. See you later. And what kind of night has it been for the Phoenix Suns?
We should put it the other way. This is the kind of night it's been for the 76ers, where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong and everything has gone right for the opposition. Jackson with 16 off of the bench as Davis, Korver, Salmon, Willie Green, and Mark Jackson will try to finish up for the 76ers.
Kyle Korver came in shooting .406 from 3. He hasn't been there tonight. The basket counts for Bosco and a foul. Korver is 0 for 3 from 3. Salmon's called for that personal foul. Phoenix now with its biggest lead.
Bo Outlaw is in the ball game. First time tonight, Bo Outlaw has been a guy that's been needed in a different situation for a defender. But against, on this team, he never gets many chances to get back in the ball game to use his defensive ability.
Mark Jackson against Outlaw. Contact. And it's a foul on Mark Jackson.
Bo Outlaw doing what he does best, get in the way and disrupt.
Allen Iverson taking the tape off. He finished up with 8:47 left. 26.9 for AI.
Had a big third quarter, had 13 in the quarter to give him a chance, and Walton started just shooting deeper and deeper out on the floor. One of those is going to go in because he's going to keep throwing them up.
You know, the 76ers had a 29-point quarter in the third, and most nights a 29-point quarter probably is going to get you back in contention. But the Suns had 27 and thus maintained a 22-point lead.
You know, and then they got more bad news with Weber getting nicked up. A left shoulder injury. He'd already tweaked the left knee, so not a good night for Weber in the Valley of the Sun.
Ron Jackson with 5 to shoot. Salmons just gets it away. This tip by Jackson and out of bounds to Phoenix.
Oh, Shirley hearing it as he checks in at the court score table.
Don't call me Shirley. 15 to shoot.
You can't help it.
Barbosa on a 3.
And, you know, the Suns have been characterized as a finesse team. But they're a bunch of mean guys. They are pouring it on here against the Sixers. They keep throwing up the threes. They won't let the other team score. This is not good.
Philadelphia 3 for 18 from the field in the fourth.
They want Bo to let one go.
Parte, Barbosa, Jackson. 4-3. That's 3 threes for Jim Jackson.
Richardson knows his record's not in doubt. Willie Green finally gets the hoop.
Jake Bosco. Less than 3 minutes remaining. Over the top to Outlaw. And a timeout taken. We've got 2:56 left. And the 6'10" player from Iowa State in the lineup. Surely they'll get this play.
You did.
And it's Barbosa.
You did. But you did. That's as bad as the Randall thing. Surely they will. 5 in the quarter for Barbosa.
What's that lead now? Is that 30?
Yes. 111-81.
That adds up to a 30-point advantage for Phoenix. About that play, Mark Jackson. Look what I found. Picked one up. Got the layup.
8 1/4, 9 in the game for Mark Jackson. So Shirley
fouled from behind.
This is a great opportunity for sure. You know, it's a chance to get in and play with the team that's really playing well.
Shirley on the season 1 for 3 from the free throw line.
Richardson smiling, and Amari Stoudemire enjoying the night off. They have had a big offensive output.
Yeah, which really makes this impressive. The fact that they've been able to do this with Stoudemire out of the game. Steve Nash recorded a triple-double in less than 3 quarters. Willie Green.
Kevin Ollie is stuck into the ball game.
Barbosa. And a foul puts Barbosa on the line at the 2-minute mark. Josh Davis picking up the foul. 2 fouls on him. Andrew Barbosa. Look at these shooting statistics.
Well, that's what the opposition has to deal with, and it circled Jim Jackson because he's been the star off the bench. Gave him 19 points, and that's what they're going to have in the playoffs. Everyone wonders whether they can do it. If they get that kind of shooting percentage, that kind of production, certainly they have a chance to get to the NBA championship.
52% is what it adds up to as a team tonight for the Suns. They sweep the season series from the 76ers. They won in Philadelphia very early in the year, back on November 5th. Mark Jackson with his 3rd field goal. Minnesota comes in here Friday night.
Well, they want Bo to let it rip and see if he gets into the scoring column. Everybody that's played has scored at least 1 point. Bo, one-on-one.
And the rebound tipped out of bounds by the 76ers. So the Suns have another opportunity, and let's see if they go to Bo Outlaw.
Well, they're all over there wanting Bo to get a chance to score, and they're standing up, and we'll find out whether they work to him.
Linda Cohn and Fred Hickman coming up with Sports Center when we're finished here in the Valley of the Sun. Phil Jackson, New York bound. Final 4 teams. Touchdown and the American League West preview.
If he's bound, is he coming on train or plane, and when is he going to arrive in the Big Apple? Bo again.
Air ball that time. And the ball kicked out of bounds by the 76ers, so Phoenix keeps it.
Bo blowing on his hands like, you know, I've been sitting too long. I got to get warmed up. Teammates really having a laugh at Bo's expense. Get a layup, Bo.
Instead, it's Voskuhl off the attack, and a foul puts him on the line with 1:13 left. Josh Davis with 3 fouls. Voskuhl, a 70% free throw shooter. Voskuhl now shooting to equal his season high in points scored. That's the kind of night it has been for Phoenix.
6 is his season high. And you got to give him more playing time or more shots. Willie Green lets another one go. I mean, there's one thing about Willie Green. He is not bashful. Crowd again wants Bo to let it rip, see if he gets involved.
Shirley finds Barbosa. There's Bo Outlaw. Mark Jackson the rebound.
The one thing about Bo, he's going to prove to everybody he's got a jump shot because he is not taking anything inside Salmon.
He goes inside. Rebounded by Outlaw with 38 seconds left. The only suspense left is whether Bo Outlaw will score.
Not on the jumper he won't. Now he might score on something, and they can't believe it. Go ahead, Bo.
Kevin Ollie on the miss. And it's followed by Green with 19 seconds left. All the Suns have to do is cross midcourt. And Jim Jackson dribbles out the clock as the Phoenix Suns have won their 54th of the year. And the 76ers go 1-2 on a 3-game Western swing. 116-87 the final coming up.